It's true.
You're just working on it.
Like I said, I don't know. I'm making chicken fries right now.
Okay, let me go grab a thingy.
You broke up in such a weird way that it says, "Dang, you ate a giraffe honey," which I didn't know you knew that Pokemon's name. Though I will say, it would be interesting to taste what dragon tastes like. I would imagine it wouldn't be that much different from a lizard, but I've never eaten a lizard before. Do you think lizard tails are delicious? A lot of those things grow back. No, yes, maybe so. What the hell's wrong with you? What do you think? There we go. That's what happened. I was talking to you and I was just like, I wonder if he disappeared off to Neverland again.
I told you I was gonna go grab something.
I didn't know you were going to go grab your fingers.
No.
Very nice. Well? Kills!
Meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. It's loading, it's loading, it's really, really loading. Do-do-do, ba-do-do, do-do-do, ba-do-do. Bro, I haven't had chimichangas in over a year. I should totally buy those next time I go to the store. Ah, it seems you're actually equipping your skills this time. I probably should have told you to do that last time. Sorry about that.
Well, I only have 2 skills, so I guess that's what we're doing.
Well, you have enough SP to equip both of them, so you may as well.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the
Luckily, since you're playing on the highest difficulty, it's where you get the most mana coins, so I think you'll be good.
Only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Okay, then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
Well, so was the murder weapon the scissors or the, dumbbell?
But first, I must unplug my mic, apparently. What the fuck did you say? You didn't even break up. I just died.
I said...
Chihiro's fatal injury.
Hold on.
It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a...
Wait, I forgot how to do this.
But what kind of blunt instrument?
Oh, wait. No, that's a problem. Make sure to hit the help button in the top left.
I bet it was an iron pipe.
That's certainly...
Poor Chihiro.
Chihiro's fatal. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument.
Oh, God.
Did you not hit the help button? Are you fucked?
How do I change the truth bullet?
But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been? I bet it was an iron pipe. Interesting.
No,
That
it's...
certainly would make for a powerful weapon.
Poor Chihiro.
I've gotten everything wrong.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
Oh, wait. I used it at the wrong spot. Shoot.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used what kind of blunt
It's a good thing you recover half a heart every time you get one of these right, or else you'd be losing a lot of HP early on.
Interesting.
Seems I missed.
That certainly
Oh, that's
would
how you
make
Remember to
for a
use the
powerful
slow down
weapon.
time ability.
Poor Chihiro.
Don't worry, I forgot how to
Chihiro's
use that.
fatal injury. It appears it was...
According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt instrument? I bet it was an iron pipe.
Oh, wait, wrong button.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell found
That's
at
so
the scene
sloppy.
of the crime? It was covered in blood, and there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yes! That's so creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal behind this heinous act is already quite clear.
What? For real?
Chihiro's killer is the fiendish serial killer, Genocide Jack.
I still love saying Genocide Jackoff does not exist.
I have to shoot white noise.
Yes. It makes perfect sense, yes?
No.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case
What's
closed,
that white noise?
as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
White
Why?
noise is white.
What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean...
No way, no, it's
come
perfect. What am
on.
I thinking?
There's just no proof for it.
Hey, so speaking of Genocide Jack, I don't know who that is!
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
That's impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well,
I don't remember
mean,
how to switch bullets.
there's just no.
Wasn't it
proof for
L2?
it.
Or was it L1? I don't remember.
So, speaking of Genocide
late.
Jack, I don't know who that is!
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
Mark just wasting all of his time by shooting the fucking actual
What makes
statements.
it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive in the library. I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the Genocide Jack case.
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be two defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
No. It's actually bloodlust.
But more important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
I got it! Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer I can think of. It's because the culprit in this case is the real Genocide Jack.
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes, in fact, it's Toko.
What?
Genocide Jack's true identity is Toko Fukawa.
What? Hey, okay, wait, hold on a sec. Toko has, like, bloodophobia or whatever, remember? What kind of serial killer is afraid of blood?
Is Toko Genocide Jack? The answer is yes and no.
Another riddle? Man, why is this gotta be so complicated?
What?
I went to go grab a drink. What did you say what to?
I don't know what high means.
Uh...
I need a tea. I need a
Schizophrenia?
tea. I was gonna put skids.
Oh.
I need a tea.
yes or no.
Now I understand.
Now I understand.
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file, too. They thought that the suspect might have... what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
You have to make a comic book after this.
But still, how you say that about Miss Fukawa is...
Perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
I got it! You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can handle blood, and one that obviously can.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of Genocide Jack?
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
How?
Yeah. How can you know all this?
I do believe you misunderstood her. What she's trying to say isn't, how can you know all this? No. What she wants to know is, how could you tell them?
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma gave his motive speech, Toko and I had a strange conversation. She told me a most interesting story. She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude. Isn't that right, Toko?
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised. I can't believe you lied.
You have only yourself to blame. You came to me with your tragic little story. I didn't ask you to. This is the real world, not some romantic fantasy fairy tale. Besides, you broke your promise first. You said that as long as you were here, no matter what, you wouldn't let Genocide Jack kill anyone. But in spite of that promise...
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that, but you weren't able to do it. You just couldn't resist that rush you got from killing, could you?
I tried. I swear I tried to control it.
But your efforts were useless. What a disappointment.
I hate you.
Well, the opening act is nearly finished. All that's left is to hear from the person in question directly.
The person? You don't mean...
it me you were hoping to see? What the heck? So you figured it out, huh? Well, whatever. What are you gonna do? I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide Jack! Or better yet, let's go with Genocide Jill!
I will say the anime did this scene way better.
What happened to you?
Not Toko.
Yeah, she flopped over fucking dead and then did a fucking, like, possessed thing where she, like, just comes back to life.
I like her voice
What
better.
happens to be a serial killer? You should turn a blind eye to one's fault.
So intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body.
This one is so different from the one we've come to know.
Yes, well, the world is composed of a front and a back, you know. Just like how every inning has a top and a bottom, or how in the depths of every truth lives a little lie. Behind every dark and gloomy soul lives another that shines as bright as the sun! Miss Jack, Jill, can I ask you a question? What's up? Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind our entire situation. What are your thoughts on that? Well, I'll tell you. I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then it's not true?
Of course it's not true. How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid? And another thing, the police and government and society in the outside world are totally powerless. I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town.
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone. Just kidding again!
This should be enough to convince you. This murderous fiend is responsible for Chihiro's death. There's clearly a motive, so there should be no doubt.
A motive?
Remember what Monokuma told us? If someone didn't
Watch
murder
be
and
like,
graduate within 24
oh, it wasn't
hours,
me.
an embarrassing
I would have
memory or
used my
secret would be
scissors.
revealed.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was if a secret like that came to light.
Well, I'm glad you have a
Toko's
brain
life
cell.
would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive to never have that side of herself exposed.
Interesting. Very, very, very interesting. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Huh?
Yeah,
But
I
I
might be
cannot
slightly
imagine
right.
anyone other than you could murder someone in such a bizarre
I'm not gonna lie, some of my favorite videos on YouTube is looking into the mindset of sociopaths and serial killers. They're quite interesting.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster. Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that.
Oh, hey, you want me to fuck with your head real
Any
quick?
of us to believe
I'm gonna do it regardless of what you say.
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things.
Oh, an
The fucking donut chick, Owie, she has the exact same voice actor as Morgana from Persona 5. You can even hear it if you listen.
The modus operandi matches completely. What more proof do we need? Give it up. You killed her.
You done messed something up.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
Does this work? It did not.
Shoot.
Shoot.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you
Oh, yeah, I didn't
really
mean to shoot
expect
the
any
bullet.
of us?
Perhaps if you had an alibi.
Oh, an alibi, huh? Now I...
When you compare your past murders to this incident, the modus operandi matches completely.
No, that's wrong. methods of murder really exactly the same? I'm not so sure about that. I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't know? Well then, human garbage, let me tell you! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional, and I have a very particular way of doing things. Imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, everything. But what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
Ragu is so good. Shut up. Ragu is better than your Genocide, Jill. Nobody likes your personality. Hey, you're looking pretty today. Ah.
No!
I'm gonna kill you. Nah, out of here. Get out of here.
Creation of mine.
Ragu has a better personality than you.
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one. I got it! For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with... But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who kills the same way without fail to suddenly change their method? And there's more. One more conflicting detail.
That's right. In my recipe of murder, if the bloody message is the tortellini, then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto sauce.
Yes, I love the spaghetti analogies.
So, are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body was arranged?
I got it! Do you remember what the killer used to suspend her? They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them. Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangements. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually
I'm no Big Mac.
Huh?
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there, just waiting to be discovered.
This was the difference I was referring to.
Figure that
Can you
out,
tell now?
and it'll be plain as death why I couldn't have possibly killed that little lolly girl.
Oh, was it because males? That'll make more sense. When I'm looking at these answers, and now I'm more confused.
I got it! Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
They were all guys?
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men!
If I gotta deal with this cancer, you have to too.
I'm so embarrassed.
is wrong with you?
It was Mondo who killed.
I'm just a full throttle boy on but now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged madam!
Wait, was it? I don't remember what the dude's name is. The fat guy. He also knew information about, Genocide Jack. So maybe he, like, did a copy.
I will say, he specifically said during the non-class debate, hey, what the hell is a Genocide Jack?
You wouldn't kill
So
him?
I didn't know much.
Okay, I guess. It was Mondo.
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and convictions across that line. That's the
Maybe it was
absolute
still
reality
Genocide
of a
Jill,
one and
because that's
only.
when we're like, wait, it's a dude. You cannot defend yourself.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely, when you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly? Cur?
Yeah, I was
I
thinking
would
maybe
never
she
kill
didn't
for a
have
reason as petty as
scissors.
mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell? Maybe you used
Was
the
it
dumbbell
Sakura?
because you couldn't find any scissors in the school. Any scissors?
No.
Why would it ever be her?
Any scissors?
Big
I
heavy
only use my
dumbbell.
own set of high-class envy of the entire world scissors!
Okay, whatever. There still aren't any in the school.
Are you sure about that? Da-da-da-da!
Oh, she does have scissors.
She's fully equipped! That's right! So I can kill anywhere, anytime! Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, call me a
Yeah,
rum.
just so you know, when you get her underwear, they specifically state that those things are built to carry scissors. They have fucking holders on them.
Nice.
Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot.
She has scissor underwears.
Anyway.
I straight up like her personality better than Toko.
I have no idea what's going on anymore. Could such a heinous villain really be innocent?
But the body really was suspended, right? And nobody but the police knew about that.
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Here's my answer. Byakuya, it's possible you could have found out, isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents. Or plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened, hadn't you?
Are you saying Mr. Togami did it?
Then, the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he
I guess
wanted to
that
pin the
is like
crime on her.
So,
a good
he
pin.
rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp on it. The adorable glasses man was behind it all. Oh, I'm on fire!
Well, Byakuya, what's your response?
I see. So now the suspicion falls on me. Then I must ask, when would you say I began acting suspicious? Surely you must have an answer.
Looking back and thinking about it now, the way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
I love how even when Byakuya's being accused, he's the only person who can still keep his calm.
You wanted to go to the girls' locker room right away, right? But since you're a guy...
I should have naturally thought of the boys' locker room first. Is that what you want to say? The victim was Chihiro, a girl. Hence why I said we should check the girls' locker room.
Nothing strange about that, I'd say.
On the contrary, there's something very strange.
Okay then, what's so strange about it? Go ahead, share with the rest of the class.
Celeste looks like she wants to die right now. Wait, I have to hold triangle to memorize stuff now?
Yeah, instead of normal choose bullets, you actually have to take other people's words and then shoot other words with said words.
You said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room,
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl. So of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distractions. What's so strange about that?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity
So there's
to
only
check
two
out
phrases,
the
so
girls'
one of them
locker
has to be
room,
wrong.
You absolutely take it! That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim...
No, that's wrong. I'll tell you what's so strange about that. Because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. That's a good answer, I must admit. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. But your reasoning is still too weak.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it? Surely you've got more than that. Go ahead. Show us. What's the matter? You're not finished already, are you? There must be more to it.
There is. I think.
There is more to it. We just talked about the differences between this case and past Genocide Jack incidents. The proof you're looking for is hidden in there.
Oh? Proof that I'm the culprit, you mean?
Oh, Jesus.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with... it was some kind of rope. Was it not?
That's right! It absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life. Obviously,
No.
somebody else must have
Had it hidden away somewhere.
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And I use those same scissors to arrange the body.
But Chihiro was suspended with...
That's the first time the white noise legit fucked with you. I remember to take it out
It
first.
absolutely was!
Then there must be something very fishy indeed about that rope.
Hey, Byakuya, where'd you get it from, huh?
I'd never seen that rope before in my life.
No, that's wrong. Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
What? An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this time went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do wouldn't discover that fact.
Then Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally made it look like Genocide Jack was behind it. Is that about right? What's wrong? I asked you if you think that's what happened.
Hell yes, that's what happened. So that's it, right? Byakuya's the killer.
I don't disagree with not disagreeing.
He kept calling this a game, right? So he'd be totally willing to do something like this to win.
Sorry, but could we hold on just a second? I think we need to talk about this a little more.
Huh? Do we really need to? We've already decided who did it.
I know, but still, there's something that's still bothering me.
Is that right? And what, pray tell, is still bothering you? I killed her in the girls' locker room, then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicidal psychopath. What about all that bothers you?
I got it! You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that? Isn't it possible that the murder took place somewhere else?
How disappointing.
You're doing way better than I thought you would, not gonna lie.
What kind of question is that? Even in the world of disappointments, this is a true letdown. She was found dead in the girls' locker room. There is absolutely no question about that. How could the scene of the crime have been anywhere else?
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, then carried there later, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murder scene? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all of that.
I believe I do.
Don't just move on without permission! What do you mean she was killed somewhere else?
Come on, Makoto. If there's
I
any
think gears
chance
in your
the
head
murder
thinking.
took
What's
place
going through your head right
somewhere
now?
else, let's see the proof.
Shoot!
Shoot.
Shoot! Shoot! I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. But don't you think that's kind of strange? Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker rooms. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet. But I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
Shoot!
What?
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
I'm not gonna lie, I feel like it shouldn't have damaged you for guessing the other one, because they're both technically correct, you know what I mean?
Does that mean that the carpets were switched
The
too?
other one kind of gave me cancer because I picked the other poster and it wasn't right.
But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime.
I mean, the fact that it didn't damage you when you picked the other poster, I think was supposed to be saying, no, you're just picking the wrong poster. So if you ever pick something and it doesn't damage you, just pick the other one that's related to it.
I didn't even notice it didn't damage me.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go to all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder did take place in the boys' locker room, then how did Chihiro get in the boys' locker room in the first place?
So, dude.
To get into the locker rooms, you have to swipe your e-handbook across the card reader device. But Chihiro's handbook should have only allowed her access to the girls' locker room. She had no way to get into the boys' locker room to begin with.
No, she did have a way, and I can tell you what it was.
I highly doubt that.
Shut up! I'm telling you, I know how she could have done it.
Probably handbooks. Oh frick, I gotta do this.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I've got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
Yes, this makes sense. Why did I shoot that?
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I've got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook.
You are so beyond quiet, it's hard to hear you even in the stream. Like, I can't hear you at all in the party, I can sort of hear you in the stream. You don't have to shove it in your face, just get slightly closer.
Okay. Wait, what?
Is this... I refuse to give up yet.
I refuse to give up yet.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah, I've got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook. She was the ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course. If she had that, she could get into the boys' locker room no problem.
Is it really possible? Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Don't forget about the technique you just learned where you could copy somebody's thing if you don't think you have the right answer right now.
Her e-handbook. She was the
Frick.
ultimate programmer, after all. I'm sure that would have been no problem for her.
No, I don't think that's it. She used the thing that was in the main hall.
Huh? What thing?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
No, that's wrong. No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked hers, like I said. She used her ultimate programmer skills and...
You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her own...
So you understand what I mean by the morality thing, right?
Maybe Mr.
No.
Maggie's initial assumption is just...
Well, would you consider a dead person able to give you consent? Like, are they still a person who could give you a handbook?
No.
It seems like there's no way she could have gotten
Well,
into
that
the
is
boys'
an important
locker
part of
room.
this case, so
I
dude, just
guess
make sure you
so.
remember that.
Okay then, I vote for Byakuya.
Hold on a second. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the... You finally decide to open your mouth and that's what you've got to say? There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room, right? So...
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make things more
Okay, you're not saying
exciting?
anything right now, so go ahead and move your mic away. Don't want to have too much nose breathing in the stream.
Well, all right then. I declare an official class trial recess.
For real?
Now then, what is it you want to show us? It better not be boring or I'll be very unhappy.
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty expectations. So,
Guess what they're going to go and see, buddy?
The girls' locker room?
Pinor.
When you were saying I'm surprised nobody checked the body on their legs.
We've already searched this place top to bottom. What are you trying to pull?
Somebody did.
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time. Be sure to examine the entire body very carefully. Take your time.
Examine her carefully? Like using our hands?
No way, no way, no way, no way, no way!
It's probably best if I don't run my hands all over a girl's dead body.
It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
Sakura,
But you're a girl.
you have balls of
You
titanium.
shouldn't have to touch a dead body. Just let one of the boys do it.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl examine her. So just leave this to me.
Sakura be like, there's a dick. There's a dick.
Ironically, Sakura's the only one here who doesn't have balls.
You are about?
Balls of steel. Wait a minute, what? You telling me Toko's a guy?
I was meaning inside of the fucking, like, actually, you know, touching the body. I definitely said that wrong, but I'm happy you noticed I fucked that up. Don't worry about it.
What the fuck?
Around.
Okay, here I go. I'm sorry, Chihiro. Please excuse the intrusion.
Be sure to check her entire body, and I believe we will solve this particular mystery.
I mean, knowing how Toko uses scissors, she might keep a couple balls
I know
around.
you say that, but what? This is. What is this?
There's a dick.
What is it? Not possible. It's not possible. This girl is
Is what?
a boy.
Ah, I see.
Uh-oh.
So she was actually a he. Interesting. Thank you for confirming this fact. What?
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Ben,
Why'd Sakura have to figure it out?
Chihiro was...
I so badly wanted you to find this out the legit way, but I guess your surprised face was probably still the same finding it out the way you did.
Right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting.
I see Kyoko has a nice touch with the Pinor.
Yes, that certainly does make things much more exciting. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the trial.
Yeah, Kyoko has no problem touching dead bodies, so...
I do apologize.
She
for
found out the exact way you said she
Now
did,
then,
looking at the blood.
resume the class trial. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation
I feel
that
bad for
Chihiro was
Sakura.
actually a boy.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy.
Oh wait, if I get the friendship maxed out, do I figure out why?
And because the victim was male, he would have had no
Yeah, he
problem
basically
gaining
says it.
access
He
to the
doesn't
boys'
actually...
locker room.
But he basically says he's going to.
Dang.
Assuming his handbook did.
His
in fact
entire
list
role
his
in this
gender
story
as
he
male,
kind of explains
then
if
yes,
you
that would
get his
be true.
friendship maxed out. He was already starting to, and I was really excited, but you stopped early.
Well, I didn't stop talking to Sad Bro. I just kept running into Celeste for some reason, and I was like, okay.
My options are limited. I take you.
More like I'll run around looking for someone to talk to in free time, and she was the first person that popped up.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, moving the body, that would make it seem like it was a girl who killed Chihiro, not a guy.
Well,
which would have very easily placed the blame onto
Toko.
Correct.
I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
Very interesting.
I'm just going to say, even if Chihiro did survive this entire situation, the second Toko found out it was a boy, you probably know what was going to happen.
What about you, Makoto?
That's about as cute as a boy you can get.
Do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Yeah, I guess.
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy, if you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now.
Okay, it's safe for me to say it now. I thought you were going to blame Byakuya.
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
I mean, yes and no.
The fact that, like, at the very beginning, when he was like, this guy fucking is always an asshole to me, so why is he helping me solve the case? I thought you were going to connect 2 and 2 together there.
If you're really telling the truth...
Yeah, but why would he help me solve a case for his own murder?
My reasons hardly matter right now.
Yeah, that's why I thought it would be like the Sayaka. I guess I'll just call him Mizuno, it's easier to say that. Fucking thing where it's like, the person who's with you is the obvious culprit to you. That's what I was going to, it would be your, brain process, but I was wrong there.
Oh, no. I didn't think the person that was with me was gonna be, like, a killer. I was just reading her dialogue and was like, this kinda sus.
Okay.
Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
They're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
But yeah, like Byakuya just said, if it wasn't him, who was it?
Well, I don't know, but like the way Yasuhiro's saying this line is kind of making me feel weird.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore.
God, I love listening to your thought process during this.
And I don't know if it was what his name is, Mondo, I think.
Mondo Iwata.
He sounded sad earlier when he was like, the dude only wanted to become stronger.
Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
Or maybe...
I don't remember him ever saying dude.
No, literally, that's why I was like, earlier, because the sentence starts, he literally says, dude just wanted to become more stronger.
Knowing his personality, he would probably call anybody dude, but still. I like you like
yeah, that's why I was like, does he know?
That's true.
So Higakuri and Mondo are your primary suspects. I like this.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
The only other thing I could think of is maybe like, nobody killed Sad Bro because it was an accidental suicide. Dropped the weight on his head.
And then you think Byakuya sets it all up afterwards?
Yeah,
to make it
more interesting. Because to him it's a game.
I kind of love you looking behind this.
Anyway,
I'm not saying what's right or what's wrong though.
Group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
I got it!
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well,
I didn't mean to do that.
One thing,
Whatever.
But did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer. And it's not like they're just gonna turn themselves in. Game over, man. Game over.
Yay! No! Not game over!
Isn't there a
You actually got that game over joke, didn't you?
Who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but
I was saying you actually got that game over joke, didn't you?
I thought it was just talking about I get game over.
Perhaps
I
someone
mean,
saw the victim
no,
at
it's
some
a reference
point.
to a movie, but
That might
at
be
least you
enough
laughed
for
at
now.
something.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
Oh, that didn't work.
Shoot!
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Remember, you're looking for a contradiction. That would have been agreeing.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Well, clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Perhaps someone saw the victim at some point. Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And oh...
I remember now.
Good job.
I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes. I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making...
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then,
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd. Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work
Meet
out
with
together?
somebody.
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty
A
of
genius
times.
move is about to
He
happen.
always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the
From
secret
me
he
or
was
from
hiding,
somebody
right?
else?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much.
Both.
Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
What a marvelous friendship!
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously?
Who is it? Who's the killer?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
Are you sure about that? You really think we can figure out who did it based on two pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket? The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took. First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise.
Pay very close attention, you got this.
So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said.
You already caught it, didn't you? Did you already catch it?
I just thought it was weird how he said, like, my tracksuit is black, the way he said it.
Okay.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
Frick.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really
Remember,
help
you can
us
fast
get
forward.
any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it? First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
There we go, now we're fast forwarding.
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even... First of all, we know where Chichi was on his way, so next week, why did he choose this?
What do you mean, this?
I got it! It matched the one...
So, the killer was wearing the same
Not
blue...
gonna lie, you
My
should probably slow
tracksuit
down
is
if you
black.
want to catch the right one.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising...
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us?
I'm trying to get the white tracksuit.
First of all, he was on his way, so next we have, why did he choose?
What do you mean, this?
I got it! It matched the one...
So, the killer was wearing
But
the
I
same
feel
blue...
like
My
I'm
tracksuit is
stretching
black.
for why I think the white tracksuit matters.
White tracksuit personally.
You're low on HP. I'm going to tell you it's not the right tracksuit, but you're on the right track.
Did any of that really help us get any closer?
Well,
to
like,
figuring
none
out
of the
who
bullets I have
culprit is?
loaded in here make any sense, so I just thought I had to copy something.
Yes, you do have to copy
You heard him,
something.
right?
You just need
What
to
he
copy
just said
something
without
else.
even realizing it?
Is it something that isn't yellow?
No, it is a yellow
First of all, we know
line,
where Chihiro was headed.
and it is
He was on
something
his way to
Mondo
go
says.
exercise.
That's all I'm
So
giving.
next we have to ask,
Why did he choose?
What do you mean, this?
I got it! It matched the one...
So, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as... My tracksuit is black.
I don't. Cause exercising.
I have a white I got it from the...
Did any of that really help us?
No way. Not a chance.
you heard him, right?
First of all, we know where he was on his way.
Oh,
Next,
God.
why did he choose?
What do you mean? I got it! It matched the one... So... The
You got
killer
one
was
shot
wearing
left,
the
buddy. You got
tracksuit
30
and
seconds. It'll run out of time if you don't hit it.
Shoot!
I think I did something wrong.
First of all, we know where he was on his way.
You don't have enough time now. But no, there was no way you could have done it with how little time you had.
I don't know why people like why they pick me. Like, that doesn't make any sense. Even if I did run out of time, it would have went for like, they still would have went for somebody else.
The idea is that you're talking so much that you're throwing blame onto yourself. That's what the idea is supposed to be.
I refuse to give up yet.
Me just being confused as fuck. Yeah, I was just like thinking about what people were saying, and I was like, white tracksuit for only a single reason.
You have to hit something with the exact same bullet you copied.
He was on his way to go exercise.
At least, that is if I
So
remember
next
this
we
correctly.
have to
I'm
ask,
pretty sure.
I don't even
why
know
did
what
he
that
choose
even
the
means.
specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific
You copy the bullet,
tracksuit?
and then you have to shoot the bullet at the same statement you
That
copied.
tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
Shoot!
That didn't work. Time to try
First
another
of all,
one.
we know where Chihiro. He was on his way. So next week, why did he choose?
What do you mean? I got it! It matched the one... So, the killer was wearing the same...
I might get this wrong, I might be thinking of a different trial, but I know it's something related to this. But no, you have the right idea.
Shoot!
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
Shoot!
I don't know what the fuck.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise.
Yeah, I'm looking this up because I think I might actually have it wrong. I know that it does deal with the blue tracksuit, but I don't know what you have to say to actually get it right.
That he did.
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
Curry be like, shoot the same statement. I do it. Doesn't work.
The one the culprit was wearing.
So, what
Yeah,
you're
just try and buy
saying
yourself some time. Don't
the
waste
killer
your
was
more
wearing
if
the
you
same
don't know
blue
it.
tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse.
Yeah, the first time I watched this a couple times, I was like, the only thing that could possibly make sense out of what they just told me was a white tracksuit because they bleached it from blue to white.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
That's literally, I was like reading all this stuff, I'm like, this doesn't make any sense. But I'm supposed to make sense out of it.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask,
Yeah. To me, the answer is obvious because he kind of lets it slip. I just completely forgot how the fuck you're actually supposed to say it.
Tracksuit?
I got it!
I thought the most obvious answer was just shoot the same thing, but no.
It matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, as you must know.
Did any of that really
Maybe
help
it was
us get
because
closer to figuring out who the
the dude was like,
No, it's Celeste account. That's what I was thinking, I just didn't want to say it.
You heard
That makes
him, right?
sense.
What he just said without even realizing it?
what, who said without what?
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed.
He was on his way to
I
the next city.
kind of have it wired in my
What do you
brain, you never
mean?
use the same bullet twice, but no, use the same bullet twice in the situation. I guess makes sense. Sorry about that, I wasted some life.
That did not work. Shoot.
First of all, we know where he was on his way. So next week, why did he choose?
What do you mean?
It's the blue tracksuit. Probably should have stated that.
The killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
No, that's wrong. Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh?
All of this because we didn't know how to say it right. We knew what the answer was, because it's just...
2 minutes ago.
I fucked up the entire way to actually state it.
Oh, she didn't say it was blue.
She never said anything about the jacket's
Yeah, they said
color.
nothing about color. He was the
So
first
why
one to say
did you
anything about color.
Chihiro's blue tracksuit.
What are you? You just... Hey, Celeste. What color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
A wild yes.
Because I just... I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility.
This is gonna get depressing.
Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit?
Could you please spot me? I'm not very strong. He's like, yeah, just wait a second. Turns around, he's dead.
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony, when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
Yeah.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention.
That's what I
was to
meant
draw
for the genius move.
hands from the
Kinda
culprit.
fucked up the entire thing by messing up how to state it, but still.
That's why you said you knew who did it. To put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
Because I hate him.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off. Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently. You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick.
I did notice this, bruh.
And I
Yeah,
would do
no,
it
I'm kinda happy you noticed it.
to him as dude. Once I
Be
picked up
like,
on
I
that,
didn't even
it
notice
occurred to me
it,
that
cough,
Mondo knew
cough.
something we didn't.
Are you sure he said dude? I'm like, yeah, bro, he fucking said dude.
You notice such a tiny detail?
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful.
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo?
Yeah, but was it an accident, though?
Kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah, he would never do something like that. This is a false accusation.
Oh yeah, I forgot. They are bros. He would never let his bro die.
That was fast.
This is what I meant by this is gonna get super depressing.
Well, this does present us with a problem.
The 3-bro trio. They were together,
My
bro.
time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence? Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then, here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take
Do you
an
remember
awful
anything
lot
special
to
about
break
these
one.
handbooks, like that what Monokuma said?
It can resist weight. It's waterproof and shock resistant. He just mentioned shock resistant.
Yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's.
He said shock resistant though, not shock immune.
Well, think about it. 2 handbooks are dead. Can you think of anything that happened to them?
High failure rate.
Well, maybe I don't know. If they're so powerful, couldn't you like hook them to each other to short circuit both of them?
Do you think there might
It
be
will
some
explain
kind
it
of
a little
mystery
bit.
in there
I'll let
somewhere?
the game say it.
How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
Exploiting a plug. I guess you could hack it.
Shoot!
Hacking doesn't... Okay, the game doesn't know what hacking means.
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and 2 of them broke in quick succession, then
we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma?
You're asking me?
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already! Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is... when it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
And Mondo had his jacket on, all of his clothes on, inside of the steam area for hours.
Ding, ding, ding.
I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't
That
get
manly
hurt.
bonding had a little bit extra to it now, don't you think?
As your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried.
Well, the way he's making it sound, if somebody brought in a fan into a sauna, everyone would die.
Yeah, no, you would.
So is that why people sit, like, completely still in a sauna?
Correct.
High five. Ah, my hands! They burn! So if you're in a sauna, do you just, like, sit still until they tell you can move?
If you slowly move, you can get out. Normally what you would have is you would have somebody outside of it and tell them you're done.
Well, I mean, I guess technically if you, like, poured water over you, you could just walk out.
I'm pretty sure they do usually have water buckets in a sauna, so that's one way, yeah.
That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Wow, interesting. I learned one new fact today.
Me too, Kiyotaka. I've
That
never
is
been to a
mere
sauna
trifling
before.
speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna...
You telling me you can just sit in a steam cooker, basically, but if you stay still, you won't die?
Yes, exactly. But most people freak out in that situation, don't you think?
To raise its temperature in order to
I thought saunas were popular in Japan.
The culprit somehow knew its
They are.
weakness.
Actually quite popular.
But how'd they find out?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
I told my dad that I would like to move to Japan, and he said that I probably need to be careful and look at the laws, because places like that have weird laws that you can get arrested for.
Oh yeah, I've had to look up so much stuff.
What do you mean by accident?
Yeah, he told me apparently in Korea, if you take a picture of something and you don't have the rights to take a picture of it, it's considered smuggling and you can be arrested for it.
A little bit of a tip, never go fishing in Japan unless you're in a designated fishing area. Like, not even in a pond, nowhere.
Well, I mean, that's the same in the U.S., but it's not... You won't get arrested, you'll get a fine, though.
No, you will get straight up arrested. There is a type of fish that is A, very rare, and B, very sought after in Japan, kind of like how Muslims fucking appreciate cows and shit. There's a type of golden fish in Japan. If you ever caught one of those, you'd be arrested on the spot.
Oh, so instead of making it to where it's illegal to catch a fish because that would be cancer, where their habitats are, they just say you can't fish there.
Exactly.
So, like, what type of fish? Like, is it a freshwater or saltwater?
I don't remember off the top of my head, but I remember exactly what it looks like. It's a golden and sometimes slightly golden brown kind of fish, and it has like these whiskers, kind of like a catfish, that go across its entire body.
Okay. Well,
Think of Magikarp. It's kind of like
would
Magikarp.
Wouldn't they just make it to where any either salt or freshwater place is illegal to fish, but anywhere of, like, if the fish is a saltwater fish, you can't fish in saltwater, but you can in freshwater?
I would have to check that out, but that might be what they do for it.
Possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I do.
know someone who did.
Whoa, seriously?
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
No, Kiyotaka, your senpai. Your senpai, no. This is so sad.
The three bros, man. They were inseparable.
This poor guy. Listen here, man. In my next free time, I'll come talk to you, okay? I promise.
Here's my answer. Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Poor Kiyotaka, man.
Mondo
This
and
poor
Taka
man.
had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long
He's
ago.
gonna be the next
remember?
killer because he ain't got no bros.
And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets.
Actually, now that I think about it, wouldn't wearing clothes give you an advantage? Because instead of your sweat, like, turning into steam, it would probably get stuck in your clothing, and your clothing would become wet.
No, God no. That would insulate the heat, which would start to slowly cook you.
Well, yeah, it could.
Because your sweat creates the cooling layer. If your clothes was covered in it, then it would just heat up the clothing instead, and the clothing would be what cooks you.
I see. So
And
we
when it
wanted
was
to
all
make it
over,
harder.
Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily
Well, he
destroy
wanted to prove he was a real man, so of course he went in there and had his, like, true uniform.
You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
Oh god, so many bullets.
It's really, really sad when somebody else is defending the killer besides the killer themselves. Like with Leon, all he had was himself, but this poor man, he already knows that he's guilty, so his bro has to protect him.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
Oh, we can't do that? I can't just tell him to go use the card reader. Okay.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Look.
I'm just going to tell you what the bullet is. It's the broken handbook.
Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
Oh. I thought that was like...
Let's test
I thought that
Makoto's
wouldn't
assertion.
actually work.
If what he says is correct, then
I know you
It
wouldn't, but
works
you don't have the
you broke
HP.
your own handbook.
You don't have the HP to take it. I have to tell you, give you a hand.
If Mondo's
It works
handbook
fine. No,
is
it doesn't.
actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
No, that's wrong.
No, that's wrong.
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right.
Correct.
The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says...
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student. It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging
this is the last time I'm going to come back to this. It's a morality thing.
Violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch! What's wrong, bro?
What's
Come
wrong,
on,
bro?
tell him he's wrong! You are wrong! You have to be wrong! Everything you just said is wrong! You made it all up!
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
You might have to play VDR. I don't remember.
It's nice to see Sad Bro again.
Okay, so let's make our comic book, and then we do DVR.
Dance Dance Revolution.
Remember the hints I gave you last time. Always make sure that you don't see anything else that has that, like, part of the picture in it.
Was Mondo disgusted about this is not a real man?
I cannot say a single word. You will not get anything out of me about his motivation.
This probably goes here.
I'm pretty sure you have to use both of the card reader things, if I remember that correctly.
Yeah, but why would,
Because he takes it out and he swipes it.
Well, yeah, but the second thing says invalid, unless that means something else.
Oh, it means in, like you know, turn your card in.
Oh, so I would go like that, I guess.
I don't know if you have to use both of the card reader things or one of them. I think that if it is one, it would be the in one. Oh well, we got plenty of time. Just shove what you think it is together. If we get it wrong, we'll do some switching.
both of these pictures were used in the thing, so I don't know if those go back there.
You're right, so, you're definitely right, so it might be something different. Because I don't go twice. We got 4 minutes, so do try to be a bit quick. You might want to just throw some stuff together to make sure we got whatever we think is right. Don't forget he grabbed the poster.
I thought I already put that down. Yeah, I put that down.
Grabbing the poster or putting the thing down?
Oh, wait, no. Yeah, but that would have happened, like, back here, though.
Fast.
Time to put down random stuff.
I refuse to give up yet.
this has got to be the part. Yeah,
Well, there already is a picture of Byakuya walking into her room, remember? There we go. Something that confuses me, I don't know which one is him taking down the poster, which one is him putting it up.
I think the putting it up is the one where he looks like he's like pushed it all the way down. And this is the peeling up. Like this whole part right here is kind of confusing me though.
I don't know which door is which, but you are right with the doors, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused what goes here, but...
Like I said, if we just put all of our answers down, the one we get wrong, it'll stop and have us keep going, so just shove some stuff in. I know the card one comes to last, just put some stuff in, and then we'll see where we went wrong, and we can mix stuff up from there.
Ball. Course, the answer is put a poster.
The killer is you! First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
We already figured out it's a dude, though. What do you mean?
I think you have to show him swiping the card and then entering the room, so I think he just got that a little backwards.
Well, yeah, but I thought I couldn't use that because it shows both of these pictures.
Hold up. Well, one of them's a gray hand. Kiddo one? Oh, fuck.
I guess I could do that.
Yeah, see? It's Chihiro's hand inside that picture, because it's not gray.
Here's exactly what happened. With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room.
At least I think this is
But
right.
how could the victim, who was
I don't
apparently a
think it
girl,
would be the room, would it?
access the boys' locker room?
What?
Yeah, it would be her walking into the room after that. That was, I don't know why I would show it.
With bag in hand, she made her way to the locker room. But how could the victim, who was a... Simple. Because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone
Your
there.
dog just likes
And the
freaking
person
out.
he met was the one who killed him. It seemed likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster. And finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course, but this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all,
Oh, wait.
Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those,
The ball.
a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much
Crystal ball.
Oh, that picture of the room, that must be the main hall. Well, that explains some shit.
Then what?
The killer
I'm just gonna
is
reenact.
you.
The killer is you.
After all,
Yeah, we may as well
Sayaka and
see.
Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem.
Oh, that wasn't right. Is it, not that?
Yeah, I'm trying to think, what would go there then?
Oh, my time got upped.
Well, we know the majority of the case. We just have to finish that last half. We're almost done. We know for a fact the crystal ball isn't involved in the slightest.
I already know the doorknob and the ball doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
Is this... I refuse to give up yet.
I refuse to give up yet.
It's a good thing this lowers your rank instead of having to make you do the entire class trial again, because that would fucking take forever.
Okay, now I gotta remember all of this.
I could have to do that.
In What went here?
The painting, the blood splattered on it. Oh wait, no, yeah, other stuff. That was the painting getting taken down.
I think I had this here.
The girls' room thing. That's not tasty. Wait, no, okay. The delay is painful. So this is the one we're not sure about. Oh, it would be him putting up the painting. Right, supporting message.
Maybe this goes at the end.
That makes sense that it would go at the end. Either that or the other way around.
Maybe that makes sense.
First,
yeah, we might have got it. Let's give it a shot.
Before the incident. Last night.
Oh wait, it might have been Byakuya like exiting the room. There's a picture of that.
At the time, she was apparently stuffing
no, that
something
would
into a
make
duffel
perfect sense
bag.
into it.
That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was simple, because she
you have
was
to make
really
a comic
teen.
book after this.
Yay!
Which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside,
Literally,
he
I
met
was,
with someone there.
at first I was
And the person
confused
he met was
where
the
the
one who
part
killed him.
where he's picking up the dumbbell is, because it just looked like he was getting swole, so I didn't know what was going on. Like, he looks like he's about to pump so hard.
That is kind of hilarious. I can see that.
Approached the unsuspecting Chihiro. And attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned.
He said, like, the murder is unplanned. Did he not plan on actually killing him? But he thought about, like, Monokuma's motivation, and he was like, this is a good time that it would actually work.
I already told you, I will not give absolutely anything away about his motivation.
They was gonna kill
The
Ida,
killer hurried to
my
try
bro.
and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster. And finally carrying the corpse to the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary, but this alone doesn't... After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem. And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, but no. Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated. So, after stumbling on the crime scene, he went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work. He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna.
Alright, you got it.
The reason
Great.
they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Orada?
Ida's gonna be sad.
Wait! No! This can't be right! Where's your evidence? Yeah! Where's your evidence? You need evidence! You need proof! Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him!
Alright. A true DDR battle.
I gotta start mashing 2 buttons again. Good luck, have fun.
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence.
Remember, you gotta take down his statements too. You're forgetting about those when you're taking damage.
I refute you.
What am I doing?
I think it's like, no, it's triangle to take down his statements, remember? Because you're taking huge amounts of damage right now.
Listen. You're corrupt. I refuse to vote. I refute you. False. You're corrupt.
You really should have read more, didn't you?
Is this...
Maybe.
I refuse to give up yet.
Let me guess, the second I started talking about Negatime, you completely skipped everything, had no idea what the fuck you were doing?
I've never even seen that part before.
Yeah, they were explaining that during the little thing when it was like, hey, you want to know more about this?
Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. I refuse to vote. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. You're corrupt. I refuse to vote. I refute you. False. You're
Maybe I
corrupt.
should read that.
Show me some evidence. I won't listen. Show me some evidence. You're wrong. I won't listen. I refute you. False. Show me some evidence. I won't listen. Show me some evidence.
This should prove it. If my thinking so far is right,
See, I have no idea what I did, but I guess I did it.
Mondo must have replaced
That was one of the
his
most painful
broken
things I ever had to
handbook.
watch. You just started spamming buttons at one point.
In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now.
Remember how you can slow down time?
Yeah?
Basically, inside of those things, they have their own ability gauge, and when they use it, it blocks your sight. You're supposed to use yours to counteract it.
Oh, me just doing it blindly.
Yeah, you were just trying to do it blindly, and when the tempo went up, you started fucking up like crazy and wasting all of your HP.
Me just be like, oh, what the fuck?
Once we do that, we don't gotta do that.
Yeah, luckily this is the first time they show it, so it's a little bit softer about it, but next time, remember, you gotta take down the statements, do damage to them by hitting the X button, and finally when they use that negative shit, you have to use yours to be able to refute it.
Hey, I got an A. Oh, wait, no, it's going down. Oh, hey, I got a B.
Luckily, when you're on mean mode, it does like... when you're on mean mode, it kind of like gives you bonus points for you trying to pick the highest difficulty, so because of that, it has a higher chance of you still getting a decent rank.
I gotta just give up.
You were good during the beginning, you only started fucking up horribly at the end.
Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Is Ida gonna vote for me?
I'm not gonna lie, he probably will. He's having a meltdown.
You were supposed to be my bro. Bro.
What? Unbelievable.
Sorry.
What is this?
Now then. Actually... Ha!
Weak, 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 weak. I'm sorry. But... That's right. I want to change.
Yeah, that's right.
Uh-huh.
Correct. Indeed. Certainly.
But...
Because... I knew it.
What is this? You're wrong!
Don't make me repeat myself.
Hey,
just... Don't fuck with me.
Oops.
I just... I just...
I'm sorry. Huh? But I want to change.
You piece of... What? What?
Huh?
What?
No! What's wrong?
Damn you!
I just wanted to...
Yeah, that's right. You son of a bitch!
You understand now?
Yee.
I killed Chihiro.
The one that called himself weak ended up getting stronger, and the one that called himself strong seen that he was weaker. So he broke.
And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
That's also why I said Chihiro wasn't a crossdresser. He never wanted to look like a girl. He never wanted to be a girl.
Yep.
Give me.
Well now, well now, well now, well now.
Ridiculous.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment. Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
This legit might be the most painful execution the entire series has ever had. Not gonna lie.
Ride till you dead.
Not just till he was dead.
Mondo butter.
Mm-hmm. How you feeling, buddy?
I don't know.
Feeling good?
Yeah, bro.
That's good to know, bro.
What is this?
Naturally.
Hey.
What?
Honestly. There is nothing to be done.
What?
Well...
That's right.
Just so you know, this is why there's so much yaoi inside the first game.
I guess.
Mondo, Chihiro, and Ida all together.
I don't know if,
Any
like,
combination.
I don't know if Ida is actually gay, or he's just really sad that he lost, like, his best friend.
I mean, if you ask me, it's exactly what you just said, but the fan base took it the other way.
So technically, Toko kept her promise, though.
Yeah?
Interesting.
Correct.
Toko's weird, bro.
That is kind of her thing. Why do you ask?
I thought about talking to her for like maybe 2 seconds at most.
Hey.
Just so you know, Jill and Toko are considered completely different people in this.
I'd probably talk to Jill more than Toko. At least Jill is funny.
She also likes almost every obscene thing you have, like the thong.
What?
Damn. Huh? What the heck?
And here I thought you would be worried about getting your dick cut off by Jill.
As long as I'm not a cute man, she won't kill me.
Look at every single male still alive in that school. And then look at you.
Well,
I'm sorry,
there's
but
me.
Ida and Higakure do not count in the slightest, if you ask me.
Okay. Kill Byakuya, I guess.
Ooh, how exciting.
You see, it wouldn't bother me. I feel like he has a pretty good chance of surviving just because the way he thinks.
Yeah, no, he keeps his cool in every single situation, and then he knows how to get out of a bad one.
In the name of my family.
You're getting all riled up.
Though I will say character development means literally nothing in this series. Sometimes the characters that get the most development end up getting cut short anyways. Depression.
Dank.
Well, anyway, like I was saying, Vic is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now. So just do your best to make things more exciting from now on, okay? After all, that's what everyone wants to see. As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away. Ooh, my, you really took me by surprise there. I know I said you could ask anything, but super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied. Because you see, that's my ace in the hole. And nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
To be continued. Hey, I got a crazy diamond. Isn't that a JoJo stand?
Yes, it is. At least I managed to keep some mystery inside of this freaking case.
Wait, so is his hair actually a freaking reference to Josuke?
No.
Oh, so it's just a coincidence that his jacket is crazy diamond and his hair looks like Josuke's?
That's because they're both based off the same thing.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Sniff, sniff. Sniff, sniff, sniff. Hey, you look pretty good.
I know I shouldn't cry. But I've had enough. I can't take it anymore. Getting out of here anytime soon. It's impossible. I can't
I'm sure everybody loves this CG. But then again, that's also because almost everybody makes Aoi their waifu.
If I keep thinking like that, I might decide to.
I might decide to donuts. Wait, she's hit. Time to make the donuts. Time to make. You're dead. You're dead. Time to make the donut. So that's how she kills somebody. She makes the donuts. Time to make the donuts. Time to make the donuts.
I won't say that nobody ends up with a hole in their chest, so...
If I see somebody whose wound is a hole, I'm gonna automatically assume it's Aoi. Because she made the donuts. I'll be back in a minute. Oh, hello, I'm back. No, I went to go eat a hamburger.
You see, that's what I first thought, but I was funny if you had a nice crowd.
I'm not that sad. But my parents are home.
Oh, shit, I could kind of tell it started breaking.
Yeah, I could try to start streaming on my phone again. Or just save.
Let's wait. Save and let's wait. Till tonight.
Okay.
I've never talked to myself this much in my entire life.
Is Allie gonna die because she wanted donuts?
No, why would everybody's favorite wifey die? That makes no sense.
Like, that's like the only place where it says don't go. At night.
But
Do not go into kitchen during nighttime.
Oh, what's up, sad bro? But in a locker. I found a, what are those things called? What are those things called in Final Fantasy? The little circles that you put in your weapons.
Materia?
Yeah, I found a sad bro materia.
What do you mean by that? Because it's black screen because it broke because your hands got here?
We started screaming and then it like zooms in on like a locker and it opens and it looks like sad bro's face but inside of a green orb.
I'm so happy. I didn't think you would see it before you got off.
Oh, I'm trying to save.
oh,
Well, you know what? I'm gonna say it. Say hello to hentai games.
What's up, hentai games?
So then,
But no, Chihiro lives on.
How about that?
And now she technically is a girl because it's 2D and an AI and doesn't have the parts that she didn't want.
So, my waifu is an AI now.
Impossible.
Yeah. Remember when Chihiro was talking to you how I wanted to make a stronger AI, not a weak AI?
Mm-hmm.
This is the result of your fruits.
Oh, did she put her soul in it? Because that's the one thing it was missing.
As close to you could get to that with technology. It has its own personality and everything.
Yes,
I was literally screaming at myself inside of my head that literally, at the very least, he gets a happy ending when somebody dies.
well,
A waifu has come back in full circle.
Yeah.
I'll try
You
to
said
talk
so
to
many
the
things
AI.
that you probably don't remember, but they were all me laughing my ass off and muting myself because they related to this, and this is also why I called it Sad Thing instead of Sad Bro.
Well, it ain't sad bro no more. The sad bro's
Yeah,
dead, now we have this.
Everybody calls this hentai games because everybody over was calling fucking Chihiro lolly hentai. hentai, so this was just the most hilarious version of it.
Well... Is that okay?
Unfortunately for you, there isn't very much hentai of hentai games, ironically. Kinda hard to stick your dick in a computer.
I know the way of the plankton.
That's an out-of joke. See, I wish I could clip that.
Demon angel, pretty pudgy princess.
Huh?
Here we go.
This is what I meant by he's into the thicker lollies.
There is nothing to be done.
Bro, if there's no 2D, then you should just make some 2D.
You know?
He is also the reason why it is called hentai games. Because you can imagine his fucking amazement at literally a 2D waifu.
I'm right, right?
Happiness instantaneously.
Perhaps.
He is the embodiment of MTC.
Well then.
I still want to talk to Sakura, though.
Yeah, no, that's a good idea.
To bring my friendship all the way back up with a computer.
Even though
Wait,
is technically...
Jill is actually a character now?
Yes.
I might go talk to her.
Toko and Jill are considered their own separate entities, as well as Chihiro and hentai games, I'm pretty sure. I don't know if you can even talk to hentai games, to be honest. But yeah, no. Hentai games is basically what happens when you take all of the stuff that made Chihiro self-conscious and throw that out a window. Instead, it's replaced with its own entirely different set of problems that you could probably imagine with an AI being completely sentient. Still, everybody else loses their life too. It's gone. You! It fixes all your fucking problems. Pretty sure this is the luckiest you're going to get with this entire series. I hope you know that. Yeah. This bullshit doesn't happen again. You don't get a fucking waifu revived into a better version. Then again, better versions kinda hard to say. Hey, I mean, it's not like it has legs.
Who needs them? My waifu is a materia now.
Who is a materia?
What will she teach me? I will never know. Save. Well, now I just want to play more Danganronpa.
I didn't think it would show you. I didn't think it would show you that early. Hey, I know that after he screams early. I didn't think it actually showed Chihiro until like after the full-on reveal. Happens in this chapter anyways, but still.
Literally, it was like, it was her being like, I don't want to break the rules, but I could really use a donut to fix my mindset. And then she was like, what's that sound? And she went into a room, and there was a door open, and she screamed, and I just see Sad Bro, but in a materia. I still want to keep playing, though.
I still want to keep watching, though.
Let me connect to my phone.
I'm just happy that you finally get, like, your fucking waifu back.
You see, that just made the plot interesting.
You said it was a custom, but I knew for a fact at least that was wrong. That was the one thing I definitely could disprove. But, like, it's all genders and no genders at once, which is the biggest problem, and it gives me such a headache.
Where's my phone? I'm gonna temporarily implode.
Anyways, it has the same abilities and a lot of the same mindset as Chihiro, so, you know, same it's the same kind of feeling to her and the same programming skills, except now it itself is a program, and so a program with programming skills. It's pretty powerful.
I'll program the programming. All my dead are dead.
For example, you could tell her to do something and she would be able to do it, and nobody else could, like, program